when you pull up to a four-way stop sign, are you ever confused on who should go first or maybe when it's your turn? Well, many would say the first rule is first come, first serve, which you're kind of correct. And what I mean is there's an exception, because if there's a pedestrian that is present, then the pedestrian would have the right of way, and then it would be first come, first serve. In this video, I will explain all the possibilities at a four-way stop sign, so be sure to stick around to the end, and I will suggest a hack to you that will give you the right of way when four vehicles pull up at the same time at a four-way stop sign. If two cars pull up at the stop sign the same time, then the driver on the right has the right of way. What that means is if someone is to your left, it means that you have the right of way because you are on their right. But that's not the only possibility that's there, because what if the driver is neither to your left nor to your right, but directly in front of you? This is where communication is critical. And when I say communication, I mean use your indicator to indicate where you're planning to turn. So if both vehicles are going straight, both vehicles can proceed at the same time. If both vehicles are turning left or right, both vehicles can proceed at the same time as well. Now, things will change if one vehicle wishes to cross path with another vehicle. Then the vehicle going straight have the right of way. So once you are turning and you're about to cross the other car that is coming straight, then it means that you have to wait. The car has the right of way. This is something that I will advise you to do as well. No matter what the situation is, always proceed with caution by observing what the other driver is doing. Many drivers don't use indicator, and that's some of the reasons accidents happen, because there is no communication. And that is how you communicate when you're in your vehicle. You use your headlights or you use your indicator. Now, what happens when a vehicle pulls up when let's not use five, but let's say 3 or more cars are already on that side waiting behind each other? Should you wait for all those cars to go because you saw them when you arrive at the stop sign? Definitely not. The same rule would apply. First come, first serve, which is the first to pull up and stop at the intersection. Then it is the vehicle that is in a lane themselves should go, and then the cycle goes back to the lane with multiple cars. Now, 3 cars, that's a whole different level. But if 3 vehicles arrive at the same time, it is pretty simple. If no vehicle is to a vehicle's right, then that vehicle have the right of way. So it's pretty much the driver that is to the far right, then the other vehicle with no one to their right, and then the final vehicle. That is when 3 vehicles pulls up at the stop sign at the same time. But again, proceed with caution. If you're not sure, just wait 3 seconds. 3 seconds won't hurt you. It is better to wait and be sure than try to say, okay, it's my turn, and then you drive through and there's an accident. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. No, let's be honest. 4 vehicles pulling up at the same exact time, that is not so common, but it is possible. Of course, there's going to be some confusion, in all honesty, but the key again is observation. Just get a clear visual on the order that you stop so you can have an idea when to proceed. If you cannot determine that, then just wait about 2 to 3 seconds to see if there's any movement. If there's no movement, then you can slightly pull up with your foot over the brake with a little tension. And if everyone is still waiting, then proceed safely. That is the key at a 4-way stop sign. Proceed with caution. If you are pulling up and someone is also pulling up with you and wish to cross your path, then just communicate with them. But I'd advise you to, use your headlights to signal to the driver that you are giving them the right of way. That is how you would communicate in that situation. If they signal you then of course they are giving you the right of way. Now, here's a little hack. If you see all vehicles pretty much the same distance and driving around the same speed towards the intersection, then speed up a little bit before you reach the stop sign, but just be careful not to speed through the stop sign. So doing that, you will be the first to pull up at the stop sign, and then of course the first in first out would apply to you because you will have the right of way. But even though you have all the rules that exist, you also have impatient and inconsiderate drivers as well. You cannot take that from driving. Those drivers will always be there. So even if you have the right of way, just be aware of your surroundings and be prepared for anything. Scan the intersection, look at other vehicles' movement, and while you're pulling up, of course, keep your foot over the brakes again. In Jamaica, they call it shadow your brakes. And then if you see that it is clear and everyone is being cautious, then you can just take your time and pull forward. Always let an impatient driver go through. It is not worth it. Trust me. It is not worth it to be involved in an accident. So just drive for you and the other persons. That is what I always do. If you have any questions or you're not clear on one of the rules at a four-way stop sign, just be sure to comment and I will respond to you to the best of my knowledge. Give the video a thumbs up if you learned something or if you enjoyed the video. Alright, so be safe and peace.